Okay, welcome. Wednesday, isn't it? Oh my goodness, time just flies by. Hope we fly a little bit faster as we speed towards Nahida's banner. Under 2 weeks. All right, we're officially, I think, under 2 weeks for Nahida banner. So, oh yeah, my head's blocking it right here. It says 12 days. All right, 12 days. We're gonna be getting Nahida. Thoughts, people, thoughts. What's going on? Wrong thumbnail. Oh, right. You're right. Hold up. You're definitely right. I actually made the thumbnail. Let me change it here real quick. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Here's the one. This is our standard middle of the patch thumbnail. All right, people, refresh your pages to see the right thumbnail. So, here's the thing. Ever since I did the reaction video last time, like to someone else's video, I've gotten more and more people sending me videos they want me to react to on stream. Now, I'm very thankful because I'm truly very thankful that people care enough to send me videos to react to, but realistically we don't have enough time to watch all of them, so I kind of have to skim and pick and choose what sounds the most interesting. Does that work for everybody? Like, I would love to sit here for the next 4 hours and react to all sorts of different videos, speculations, stuff. As long as they're not straight up leaks, I'm always okay to look at them and react and give my honest opinions, and in some cases, maybe feedback. So here's the thing, right? I picked out one particular one from somebody whose name is Empoleon Gaming. So he's been with the channel for quite a long time. Is there some favoritism going on here? Maybe some nepotism. So basically, he says he sent me a video of somebody 36 starring the Abyss on a 6-day-old free-to-play account with, you guessed it, Nilou. So, I mean, just the title alone already sounds kind of wacky. Now, I haven't watched it, but I want to watch it together with you guys, because that just sounds crazy, doesn't it? It's almost like I've been saying Nilou is a free-to-play friendly character, but let's see how free-to-play friendly, because I think a lot of people, okay, in the Genshin community, there's this issue, right? When you say free-to-play, they want you to literally use only free characters. Like, they don't want any luck involved. They don't want any 5 stars. They don't want any 5-star weapons. They don't want anything. They, in their concept, free to play means you're an absolute bozo who has never gotten a 5-star, never will get a 5-star, never getting a 5-star weapon. You only play with C0, R1, 3-star weapons, and you have to like be blindfolded and play on 700 ping, or else you're not free to play. It's almost like the community in this space has a skewed perception of what a free-to-play is like. Now, yes, if you are somebody, let's say, who just started the game a week ago, asking you to 36-star the Abyss is a tall task. What we're about to witness, I'm assuming, is somebody who knows how the game works, all right? Somebody who knows how the game works, have min-maxed their characters to a degree where they're gonna go in and they're gonna like they're gonna play in a way that even veterans who've been playing 2 years have not likely, achieved that. And on top of that, all their resources are so carefully like allocated to the characters, and maybe even some luck. Like, I'm not gonna deny it, like luck is a huge part of this game, but it's almost like people, when they see the free-to-play label, they just expect you to be using Amber, Jinyan, right? Like Barbara and Kaya or Lisa. And they all have to be like at C0 with barely usable weapons. And you have to play damn near flawless, immaculately for them to even say like, well, yeah, that's free-to-play. Whereas in actuality, I know some free-to-plays who has like C3 Raiden Shogun. I know some free-to-plays who has a C6 characters. Never spent a dime in the game. They have a C6 Yalan. It's like, and then they're like, oh, that's not free-to-play. Well, that is free-to-play. They've never spent a dime, right? So there's different category of free-to-plays. People want everybody to just be nonchalant and waste all their resources, whereas there are free-to-plays who from day one, when they got into the game, they were meticulously planning. They've been saving up resources. They're like, you know what, I'm okay suffering for 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 patches in a row just so I can live like a king with the character that I truly live like a king with my waifu. Right? So for the person who got a C6 Yalan, that's very impressive. I don't think I can beat that guy in terms of like clear time, and I am somebody who has like all these characters at C0. Does it matter? It doesn't. It really doesn't. At the end of the day, there's different categories of free-to-play players. There are free-to-play players who play the game very chill. They pull whenever they want. They get whatever they want. They get whatever they get, right? So, and they just pull every time they have gems. They don't care about min-maxing. They don't really grind artifacts. They have like a team of wacky characters, and they don't care about synergy. They just like seeing them on screen. They love these characters, and they go in and have fun. That's free to play. There's also free to plays who are constantly on Reddit, right, watching all of Ziox's videos, min-maxing everything, like follows theory crafters extensively. They're always the first one to know about some meta shifts or changes, new team comps, and they spend every last bit of resources like perfecting their Raiden National and like a Hu Tao vape team or some crap like that, and that's okay as well. They're also free to play. Now, if you take these two free to plays head to head, of course the one who min maxes and does the research is going to come out on top. But it's not like free to plays have to be, scraping for resources at the bottom of a barrel. If you've been playing this game for 6 months, chances are you have two very well built teams. Even if you're free to play, you likely have 2 to 3 5-stars as well. Like if you're talking luckier, you might even have their weapon, right? So at the end of the day, I think people just want a baseline. Like, oh, what if you got really unlucky? What if you never got a 5-star, or you only got Chi-Chis and you got like 5 Chi-Chis or some crap like that? It's just people want to see it as a spectacle, all right? Let's get this out of the way. It's people want to see it more as a spectacle than as something that is practical. Yes, it's not practical to say a free-to-play has a C6 Yalan, but it's also at the same time no longer practical to say a free-to-play has like only 4-star characters and they're like only using 3 or 4-star weapons at low refinements. It's just neither of those scenarios are true anymore. Free-to-plays in modern Genshin era is much more smack in the middle. I would say free-to-players who've been playing since Inazuma likely has like 3, maybe 4, 5-star characters. They likely even have a 5-star weapon of some sort if they did end up getting lucky. They have likely C2, C2, C4, 4-star characters as well. They have 2 or maybe 3 teams that are well built and invested into, and at the end of the day, if they wanted to, they can clear the abyss, but for the most part it's too much of a chore to these people to go in and like min-max and all that stuff. They've done it once, they don't want to bother again unless it's something really interesting, like the recent abyss where they changed the mobs from floor 9 and beyond. They do that every once in a while, right? So here's the thing. Tech Device as well as Envy proved you can clear abyss with legacy units. It doesn't matter if a free-to-play clears abyss. Yeah, like the thing is, people were using Envy as the baseline for free-to-plays when Envy is like really not what you should be looking at for free-to-play examples. Basically, Envy made it a point to heavily handicap his account, like heavily. Why did he do it? Because it's a spectacle. It's for entertainment, right? Nobody like would actually do what Envy does for themselves if it's not for like entertaining other people or providing a challenge, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like it's absurd. People keep saying like, oh, you know, Nilu is not free to play because you know, like you have this, you have that. Like she's a 5-star character. That's already not free to play. What? Like it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I think people have an expectation in mind, which is they're holding every free to play like player to the standard of enviosity, right? So when you hold everybody who's free to play to the standard of enviosity, and then anytime you say, oh, you have a 5-star weapon, you're not free to play, that's not free to play. It's the same situation with MTash, right? He starts like he's on his 2nd new account. He has 2 free to play accounts, which have both been pretty lucky, and people immediately say like, well, that's not free to play. Well, it is free to play. What do you mean that's not free to play? That is it. Like, I don't think half of these people can sit and just spell out what free to play means, right? Free to play means you don't spend money on it. Doesn't mean you can't get lucky on it, right? It's that term only has things to do with money spent. If you have never spent a dime on an account, that is a free-to-play account. It doesn't matter if it got lucky with 5 stars and like characters and weapons. That's a free-to-play account. That's a free-to-play. That could be a free-to-play experience. Now, again, right? Finally, I just want to reiterate. Yes, there is a scenario where as a free-to-play, you have but fuck nothing. You have absolutely nothing. You got shafted every time. You got Chi-Chi, you got Jean, and then you got Kaching. And this is pre-Dendro Kaching, all right? Listen. So, you know, I'm just saying. Okay. Now, let's take a look at this video because I want to take a look. Empoleon Gaming sent this to me. So we're gonna react to this. Alright? So let's take a look at this video. I'm gonna have chat on screen here. Let's see what's up with this video. My goodness. Could this be any more pixelated? Okay, there we go. No audio. Okay.
Hello, 大家好，我是陆孤帆，一个喜欢用星号开荒的原神 UP 主。
Wait, what is that in her hand? What is that in her hand?
10月12号早9点半左右创建了这个账号的角色，可以从这封邮件的发送时间看出我创建角色的时间。
Okay, so he created this account.
18号凌晨12点50分，我达成了深境螺旋满星。历时5天零15个小时，也就是普遍意义上的6天，全程未氪金。可以从米游社的截图看出我满星申愿的时间。 在上神
Okay. So his team, he 36 starred the Abyss with a Nilou that is not even level 90. That's and a level 40 and a level 40 Candace. This account is like 6 days old from when he started to 36 starring the Abyss. Okay. So let me take chat off for a second. So the man cleared 36 stars with a level 40 Lisa on the second half, level 40 Candace on the first half. Second half is using like a Barbara, Lisa, like Cookie and Cole team. Okay, I gotta see this.
里可以看到我没有买过空月祝福，也就是月卡，当然也没买过角色装。
Taking devices worlds, can you watch Braxophone's latest video on Nilou? Sure. After this video, we'll react to Brax's video, okay, Techie? If I don't do it, just remind me. I'll make sure to react afterwards. So he's basically saying, look, I've never bought anything, never spent a dime.
我大月卡也是没买的。
Okay, so there's one thing though. There's one thing we have to deduct a point from this is because he got Nilou's weapon. Now, expecting a new player, I mean, if you reroll, yeah, it's technically, mathematically possible, but you have to reroll to get both Nilou and her weapon. Now, let's see the margins. Let's see how close it. If he was literally like seconds away from 36 star in the Abyss, then yeah, that weapon is absolutely necessary. But if he somehow is crushing 36 stars with like a minute or like more than a minute to spare, then the weapon likely doesn't even make that big of a difference. We'll see. We'll see.
但这个账号的抽卡情况却很欧，新手池20抽，直接出了氪金和琴，而角色 UP 池也是在第23抽变出了一个迪卢克。
What? He got in 20 pulls. He got Kaching and Jean, and on the character banner in 20 pulls he got another D-look. Wait, this man is averaging like 1 5-star every 10 pulls. He just said in 20 pulls he got Kaching and Jean, and then he went to the character banner, he got D-look in another 20 pulls.
以保证我能较早的拿到我的大保底尼鲁，而且武器池我还抽到了尼鲁的专武，还有97人的月光。
What? Listen, this man pulled the new sword and Nilou signature on the weapon banner as well. Hey, home advantage, true. True. Okay, so you see, this is where I'm saying like not all free-to-plays are built the same. This is technically a free-to-play account, but I can understand when people say like this is so far skewed in like an unlikely scenario that you cannot possibly expect free-to-plays that just start the game to get this kind of luck. But the good thing is he's not using any of the 5 stars he got apart from Nilou. So Nilou is the only 5-star he's using.
此外，我还抽到了行秋西风剑这样
Oh my
角色。
God, real he got Fab on Xingqiu as well.
然后看一下我用的2个队伍的具体配置，很明显我们是2队绽放队，一队是尼鲁。
So he's playing 2 Bloom teams. Both teams are playing Bloom. That's just how broken the Abyss right now is.
这是97人的超绽放，这是前8个角色，给大家看一下他们的配置。看完配置之后就直接。
Level 1. Oh my God. What is... Wait, is the Abyss this easy this time around? Is it that easy? I should maybe be playing a Bloom team. I don't play Bloom teams, you know, because I never pull Nilou, so I don't even bother playing Bloom teams. This man's rocking 36-star Abyss with like this 112. Wow, that extra level surely made a difference.
进入深渊实战环节。 给大家看看实战的全流程实况。
I'm sure you guys are curious as well. Look. This is what I keep telling you guys, okay? Uptime. Nothing matters more than uptime. Like Moonlight, when I looked at your account, that's what I said. When I looked at Shukai's account, that's what I said. Screw everything else. When it comes to like these modern teams, it's all about uptime. As long as you can get the burst out, get the application going, your team is going to be cracked. Duh. This guy has 56 elemental mastery, so he's like, I mean, it's a new account. You can't really be that stingy with I mean, not stingy. You can't be that picky with stats, but somehow he was able to stack 240% on the Dendro MC. That is, that's not free to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
这里像草主这样的角色就是只堆充能，像芭芭拉这样的角色就是堆奶，然后堆一点精通。
4-star artifacts, 36-star in the abyss. Let's
坎蒂
see.
斯这种是纯属挂件，就是触发一下西风枪，帮草主冲下能。因为我这个草主充能还是有一点。
He's saying 240% ER is still not enough to be comfortable on the Dendro MC. So literally, he's using Candace just to use the Fab weapon. That's all she is for. Like, she is here to use the Fab weapon to give more particles to the Dendro MC because 240% apparently is just not enough.
会卡手。97人的话就全堆精通。
Okay, full EM on Kuki Shinobu here.
这种是全堆生命，97人是全堆精通就好。
So Nilu is full HP and Kuki is full EM. And of course he has a new sword. At R3 I just saw. What the fuck?
行秋因为是灵命行秋，所以输出不高，但我也堆了一点输出。
He's C0. His Xingqiu is C0, so his DPS is not going to be as high as what you guys likely have. He has quite a bit of ER on here as well, and he did prioritize some damage.
羽连剑差不多，每发羽连剑能打个1600。
So he's saying every sword, every Hydro sword from his burst can do about 1.6k. That's like you guys do more damage than that. For sure.
3发羽连剑伤害不高，但是还是补了一部分伤害的。像克莱这样的角色也是只堆充能。暴击是因为要触发西风弓，所以堆了暴击。
Okay, so she's using Fav Bow, and he got a bit of crit rate for that.
是一个挂件，丽莎是一个教官，西风教官。
Lisa
雷
is
buff 的工具人。
Lisa is
这个教官。
Lisa is just a filler as well. She's getting double. She's getting the electro resonance for the team, and she's also using a Fab weapon.
没怎么触发，我比较胆小，
Yeah.
我怕把丽莎换出来触发教官被什么一刀砍死什么的，要重新凹，很麻烦。OK， 接下来便是深渊实战环节。
My. All right, let's see how he plays this. Okay. He activates Nilu's circle straight into Dendro MC. Yeah, the rotation is pretty standard. Yeah, the super blooms are just hard carrying this. I'm imagining, right? Like, it's just unlucky a little bit that there was a straggler towards the end there. I'm actually more curious about his second team, how he's gonna 36 start the abyss. Like, right now, Nilu in the first half is just so damn strong. She clears these chambers effortlessly. But what about his second team? How is his second team going to keep up? Because the second team doesn't have Super Bloom, right? It's just regular Bloom. He's iframing a lot of these abilities quite well. He's running low on stamina. Nice. Damn. Okay. Yeah, these enemies don't move that much. Like, look at these three things just sitting here getting getting destroyed. There's a lot of like AoE that just... Huh. Okay. So his margins are very thin. You guys see that. It's already 8 minutes. He has 1 minute left to get 3 stars for this chamber. And I'm assuming 36 stars, he did it all in one go. It's not like he did one half, like he did one and then like one chamber 3 stars and then, you know, he does his next chamber with a different team. Let's see how close are the margins here. Maybe like another 20 seconds left. He'll have 20 seconds leeway. Or maybe less than that. Let's see. But like Dendro reactions are so innately powerful. Like they're not overtuned, but it's just like that's what I've been saying. Like they're very free to play friendly because you don't have to really hyper invest into your characters. The reactions will get the job done. Wow, 20. That. How many seconds was left? 10 seconds. Roughly 10 seconds of wiggle room. So that 5-star weapon is absolutely necessary to 36 starring this Abyss. Without that 5-star weapon, she won't do enough. And grouping these enemies properly like this is also incredibly important. Like if you just run in Unga Bunga in, you're gonna have problems. Is this done with the bugged Barbara? Was this done with the bug? I don't think it's the bugged Barbara. Wow, nice gameplay. I can't see anything. Yeah, like this, the Super Bloom is just kind of busted right now with the Abyss. And like I imagine once Nahida comes out, you don't even need this Abyss buff anymore. Once Nahida comes out, you're going to be doing something like this just on the casual. That's going to be standard for all Abyss rotations going forward. That's crazy. This team has 2 minutes to deal with this Magu Genki. It's not bad. Like, look at the damage. It's like not bad at all. Like, it's not impressive by any means, but oh my god. Kuki almost just it must be so annoying for him to have to restart the Abyss as well with this team. Oh my god, this one is gonna be close. Look, he has 1 minute left. This one's gonna be pretty close, I'd imagine. One mistake and his Kuki gets one shot. He's iframing very well, if you guys notice. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, new players can't do this. Most veteran players can't even do this. He has to stay on Qingshu every now and then, right? Because his rotations... It's not flawless rotation either, as you guys can see. Like, the CDs don't align perfectly. So sometimes he's just hovering on a character that that's coming up next, and he just auto-attacks for a little bit. Okay, it's not as close as I thought. It's better than the last one. The last one had 10 seconds left. This one had 14 seconds left. Let's see what card he chooses. Was that elemental skill? Damage increased by 20%. Group the mobs, group the mobs. Like, this team just wants to be kept in a corner, doesn't it? They just want to, like, get cornered and just Unga Bunga their way out of this. But yeah, this team definitely is hard carrying, but the other team is just very consistent. Gosh. Jason Jesus, I'm your #1 fan. Thank you, Jason. So okay, I have to fight this thing. I wonder how much HP this boss has. So this team again has a little over 2 minutes to deal with this boss. I don't expect any free-to-plays to be able to replicate anything close to this, though. Like, not just free-to-plays, but new players. The main issue is not understanding the strength of all the characters and like, especially in the West. I don't know about in the East, right? Like, but in the West, nobody is really giving, like, new player hardcore min-max guides. Free-to-play new player min-max guide. Enviosity used to demonstrate them, but like, I don't see him doing that anymore, and this is so damn hardcore. You guys have to understand, like, the requirements and the like the margins for this working out is extremely difficult to pull off. And even like in an ideal scenario, you know, you might not be able to do it. Are you saying Western players are dumb? No. I'm saying Western players don't care about it as much as Eastern players. Like, the reason there are people who watch this or people who do this in the East is because there's an audience for this. In the West, like, this is not appreciated nearly as much as in the East. Enviosity really was like one of the only ones who really cared about pulling stuff like this off, and to do it repeatedly for multiple patches, which he did for multiple patches and iterations of the Abyss. It was very impressive what he was able to achieve with his free-to-play account and status. But it just gets so boring after a while because you're constantly restricting yourself. This one is close. 3-second margin, 2, 1, no margin. It's literally on the dot. If he was slower by just half a second, look at that. Dead on 7 minutes. Like half a second later, this would have been a 2-star. So like having this work out is so like incredibly difficult. It's surely an achievement, but it's not practical. By no means is this practical. But it does demonstrate how powerful right now the Abyss, like how much Abyss favors Bloom. Watch a Japanese dude play DDR and you'll see how hardcore they are. Very hardcore. People in like from on the Eastern Front like really take it upon themselves to do stuff like this. It's kind of crazy how into it they are when it comes to this stuff. People in the West, they don't care. Have you seen the Caesar R1 Nilou Abyss clear? Like, well, yeah, like Nilou right now in the Abyss is actually cracked. She is like, that's why I keep saying, like, I don't know why people deny it. That Nilou right now is incredibly free to play friendly. If you have Nilou, you are gonna be crushing through the Abyss, at least this iteration. And I want to say, in the future, once Nahida comes out, it's going to be just as easy because Nahida will basically like supercharge Nilou and Sino. She has to. Like right now, Sino and Nilou are designed for Nahida, or Nahida is the no. I want to say Sino and Nilou are designed for Nahida and not the other way around. Going forward, a lot of Dendro characters going forward, a lot of characters released in Sumeru are going to be leaning towards Nahida, or Nahida likely can synergize them one way or another. They're not going to be the best because there's going to be one team that Nahida fits in that is the definitive best, and suddenly everybody don't want to play anything else. It's just like Raiden National Team, right? For free-to-plays or low spenders, Raiden National is like their saving grace. Without Raiden National, a lot of people would literally be like lost lambs in a dark night. It's just the amount of value that that team can offer you is just immense, and I'm sure Nahida will have her own like Raiden National-esque situation, and that's what most people would play her in. Just like for Zhongli nowadays, a lot of people just have him in Hu Tao teams. I guess Yoimiya teams as well. Just carries who don't want to get hit. Zhao. You see, Zhongli in many ways is actually more flexible in that regard. Right, a national government first 36-star in Biz. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? It's a good team. It's a good team. But once people figure out the best team for Nahida, that's likely where she will stay. Sumeru is early game. Well, the thing with Sumeru is Hoyoverse made it so it's possible to get into Sumeru without going through Inazuma. So you can actually get to Sumeru relatively early. New players, free to plays, whatever, they can actually enter Sumeru extremely early. I heard Layla is good too. You know what? Just have everything next patch be good, because that's where I'm going to be dropping most of my dough. I'm not polling for Nilou because I'm not polling for an incomplete character. I am polling for Nahida because she is going to be like the glue. Oh, Hana, what are you doing? Stop. Take the Vices Wars. Nilou Kit has problems with CC, self-damage, and single target. Nahida does not fix that. Yep, it's fine. I think that's why Nilou has like, what, 50, 60, 70k HP. It's like, and if you play her with Kokomi or Barbara, you're gonna be fine. Your Nilou is never gonna die. Of course, playing around with these kind of restrictions and conditions has always been part of the game. Like with Hu Tao, with Zhao, these characters constantly juggle with their HP. Kuki Shinobu as well. It's just now you're adding an extra layer of things you need to be aware of, and it just gives enough restriction to play that it keeps things refreshing and interesting, in my opinion. Okay, so I remember you wanted me to react to Braxophone's recent video, right? Let me take a look. What did Braxophone say? Braxophone. What Nilou's design means for future of Genshin Impact. Interesting. So he has a take on Nilou's design. Let's take a look. What does everybody here know Braxophone? Before we start, I don't want to like steal views from other people. So if you guys haven't, maybe go over and interact with it. I don't know. It feels bad because when I'm watching it and then you guys watch it with me, essentially you've already watched the video. So if it ever does pop up, it's gonna be like you guys likely won't watch it. So yeah, I suggest you guys go check it out. So people have saw the video. It's good if you guys already saw the video. Okay, let's see what he has to say.
Think of the strongest character in Genshin. Who is the first character you think of?
Aloy.
Maybe you think of a damage dealer like Hu Tao or Ayaka. Or maybe the first thing that comes to mind is a support character like Bennett. There are over 50 characters on the Genshin Impact roster now, and each of them feel as though they have some role to play in some niche. There's plenty of flexible characters like Fischl, Xingqiu, Bennett, Sucrose, and tons of other units overall, and there's also many niche units like Sara, Goro, Candice, Toma, and many more. These units all have something in common too. Maybe you've noticed. The first group, the flexible one, all has multiple things going on in their kit. They all provide some source of damage, yes, even Bennett, and they all provide a party utility that has made them valuable in tons of different teams. Whereas the more niche characters also have a few things in common. Sure, their damage is all lower than the first batch of supports we saw for Genshin, but they also are meant to be played with very specific elements or teams. The biggest thing that they have in common though, they are all newer units to Genshin Impact, being released long after a meta was established. When Sumeru dropped, HoYoverse took their first stab at switching up the meta, with an entirely new element introduced and tons of new reactions that you could argue are a little bit more complicated than the previous ones. There is a lot of room for new creativity, and this is all while attempting to keep the game fairly balanced. But unfortunately, on their quest for balancing the game, they ended up not finding ways to innovate outside of creating extremely niche characters. That said, niche isn't always bad. A lot of the time, it just enforces or strengthens a new playstyle, which can always be really fun. But there also is such a thing as too niche, and now that we have Nilo, it's about time that we talk about that.
I think I have a video. No, I'm sorry. I think I have a video talking about like, is this character too niche? Let's see what Brax has to say, okay? So he's already saying that Nilo is basically getting a little too niche. Let's see.
The meta in Genshin is pretty consistent. The first batch of characters had some 4 stars that absolutely stood out just due to the insane utility and damage they provided. Xiangling is the premier free-to-play pyro DPS. She applies an insane amount of off-field pyro and damage, and Xingqiu gives damage reduction, healing, and enables pyro through fast hydro application. Along with Bennett, they form the core for National Team, which is known to be one of the most consistently good teams for free-to-play players. Now, if you groaned when I mentioned National, you might be part of a growing portion of the player base that's pretty tired of running the same meta teams over and over. Almost every Hydro in the game can fit into a Xiangling team because Xiangling and Bennett and Sucrose are such an insanely broken combination.
Another thing I need to address. Xiangling right now is the only character in the game that can do what she does. That's, like, in my opinion, that's one of the other reasons why, you know, this team is getting so damn repetitive, is because there's no one else for the job. And HoYoverse is, like, I can say it flat out, HoYoverse is too scared to power creep Xiangling. HoYoverse is way too chicken right now to give like a secondary option to Xiangling, that, like, a character that does what Xiangling can do, or in a different way offers something that's similar but different to what Xiangling can do. Like, they likely are not prepared to release a character of that scale, and I would assume eventually a character will come out which is a 5-star, which ends up being like what Xiangling kind of is. They don't want to replicate what she does, but like an off-field consistent pyro applicator with decent ICD, whew, like, that character is gonna sell like hotcakes.
That just the tiniest bit of hydro, whether that character is vaporizing their own hits or allowing Xiangling to vape, can be enough to push that team over the edge. And to be honest, you might not even need that hydro. So why is it that the same teams never get replaced? The meta will likely always revolve around some sort of elemental reactions. That's a given. Unfortunately, though I see tons of comments on every single video I include National in telling me to find something new or original, there is no way to replicate a vape team effectively without National. Toma does not deal enough damage or apply enough pyro to vaporize it with. Yoimiya's burst has been specifically made to not allow your hydros to vape and to only allow Yoimiya herself to vaporize. If you choose to use Barbara instead of Xingqiu, you're intentionally making your characters and team worse. If you want to see new vaporized teams, if you want to see Nilou Vape not use Xiangling and Bennett to carry her, HoYoverse would need to introduce characters that are good enough to allow that. But they won't. In an attempt to not the game,
they won't.
HoYoverse is making new units more niche. They don't want anything to be stronger than National. If they release another character that deals high damage like Xiangling or can enable forward vape on her level, there's potential for the game to power creep, leading to them having to make more difficult content to keep up, resulting in both an unhappy dev team and an unhappy player base. It's not that meta players aren't creative or that they just haven't figured out the next best thing. It's just that the necessary tools to improve upon the meta or to change things up do not currently exist. Now, niche doesn't always have to mean bad. Usually when a niche is forced, that's HoYoverse's way of trying to get the community to play a different way from the established meta. And sometimes...
And I hate that, okay? I absolutely detest that, because why should the developers be the one to tell the players how they should be playing the game? Right? Sure. It's not like HoYoverse is forcing us, but right now with how Nilou is designed, you are essentially forced to play Bloom. right? It's similar to how Hoyoverse sprinkles all these chests all over the world just to force you to go interact with like the overworld that they've painstakingly created. I get it. They spend a lot of effort and time creating the overworld. They don't want people to play the game and only do the spiral bits and never, you know, interact with this beautiful landscape that they have curated for your gaming experience. But it does feel a little elitist of them to be like, okay, we're gonna now force you to play the game how we want you to play, instead of actually giving us like a sandbox to work with and have us just exercise our creativity and freedom to our own accord, which it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. There's just too much control, I feel, looming over us from the side of Hoyoverse and their game design.
If you have everything you need for that niche, it can be good enough to compete with meta teams. That's true in Nilou's case as well. Nilou, while being extremely limited, does perform well within her designated space. That said, in both my opinion and the opinion of many other random users on the internet, Nilou's design is problematic. As I stated before, niche does not equate to bad. Usually, it just means that the character is limited in uses. At the end of the day, even niche characters can be played wherever, and in my opinion, that's what makes Genshin an incredibly fun game. Using Sarah instead of Bennett in a non-Electro quickswap team, playing Pyro or Hydro Kuching just because you can, are both examples of things that aren't necessarily optimal by any means, but are still possible because even though Sarah and Candace are niche, they aren't so limited that the game doesn't allow you to play them with anyone else. Their standard kit effects work with anybody and you can slot them into a team at any time. Nilou, however, suffers from restrictive kit design. Her niche is so limited that they wrote out an entire line of text to tell you that she cannot be played in other ways, and if you try, half of her kit will just deactivate. With Goro, you gain buffs based on how many Geo characters are in the team. But if you run Bennett or a non-Geo DPS in your team, you still get those buffs. The teams might be a little weird and maybe a little impractical, but at the end of the day, the character is still completely functional. If you try to run a non-Hydro or Dendro character with Nilou, you are quite literally losing out on half of Nilou's kit. While she is incredibly strong in her niche of Bloom...
Well, okay, here's the thing, right? Yes, you lose out on the ability to activate Super Bloom. I'm not going to call it by whatever the hell Hoyoverse calls it, because that's just unreasonable asking me to memorize. I'm calling it Super Bloom. Okay? If you choose to run another like non-Dendro Hydro character in your team, yeah, you lose Super Bloom. But when you play Nilou as a Super Bloom character, she fulfills a more of an enabler off-field role, right? You use her elemental skill, you activate the ability, you get her off the field, and you only come back to reapply Hydro through her burst, which is fine. But when you play Nilou in other comps, she can be a huge nuker. Like, vape Nilou through her burst is actually insane. Like, you just buff everything, right? You just use your viridescence and all that stuff. You buff her to the teeth, and then you come on for that single vape hit with Nilou burst. She now becomes an on-field nuker. See how her role now has changed. Yes, yes, it's not the optimal way to play her, but it's still a way. Now, this way is definitely locked behind more money. Whales. Because likely you're going to need weapons to also funnel more buffs and stats, and you're going to need much more meticulous timing. And if this ends up failing, right, let's say you're fishing for crits, and if it doesn't crit, all that lead up is just gone. Like, it's definitely more of a spectacle team than the Super Bloom team, because at the end of the day, while it is fun to see big numbers, sometimes it could just be a little impractical, right? So let's continue.
This restriction, combined with a limited Dendro roster and a small 4-star Hydro roster, makes her an extremely expensive character to get a lot of value out of. Sure, you could use Barbara, but it would be much easier and more lucrative to use Kokomi. Nilou's niche forces her into a position where you have to hyper-invest into her teams to make her close to as good as some other meta teams. And if you even try to be creative and find workarounds or new playstyles for her, she just turns off. Imagine how much more fun Nilou could have been with an an Animo or Cryo unit. Enemies are gonna move apart in Abyss after a future banner because they just moved them closer to Cell, Nilou, and Bloom teams, so having grouping could be amazing. It could make her future-proof. Having a Cryo could allow you to have different Dendro and Hydro character options for your teams as well, just due to how elemental gauges work. All in all, if Nilou didn't have that passive that completely disabled her if you tried to be creative, she would be a significantly more fun unit to build around and experiment with. There have been many changes to the philosophy and design of Genshin throughout its time, but a big one has been character kit design. While it is absolutely important and fun to design completely unique kits every time, the more characters that exist, the more niche characters and kits will have to get in order to be unique. Quite frankly, I'm kind of terrified for the future of Sumeru characters like Dia, and forgive me for my pronunciation, I'll hate them. At one point during early development for Genshin Impact, HoYoverse, or MiHoYo at the time, mentioned that their characters are the content that they want to produce. Obviously, they care about the story, the world, the combat, and everything else, but they wanted to put the focus on the characters because ultimately that is the content that's changing in the game. While there's absolutely merit to that in a gacha game, when a character only works well enough with one single team comp, that character can end up becoming less valuable even if they are a decent unit in their niche. If, in the future...
Well, the thing is that works if the character is incredibly powerful in that team comp. Case in point being Hu Tao. Right? Hu Tao has honestly been one of the most consistent DPS characters in Genshin Impact since her introduction to the game. It's simply and it's just because of one simple thing. She's good. She's really good. If you put her in the best team she has right now, like she is incredibly consistent with damage output. And that's like the only scenario where you can get away with characters having like one team, but like many characters falls into a similar position. Same with Ayaka. Like on-field characters like Xiao, they all only have one ideal team. Sure, you can play them in weird wacky teams, but for the most part, all on-field characters, like main DPS, you guys want to call them, has one team that suits them best, and they almost always stays in that one team. It's gonna be no different for Nilou, but I think I understand where Brax is coming from. Nilou is not essentially an on-field character. She's an off-field character. She's a support character. She's kind of now being funneled into like a unique team comp situation, like what they did with Shinhe, like what they did with Yunjin and all those, like the other 4-stars as well, Goro and whatnot. Building them into these niche teams allows HoYoverse to accomplish the goal of basically you are never going to be able to flex these characters into other positions in the future because they just, like Brax says, they just turn off. So it's a way to sell you some uniqueness and fun in the meantime, but also doesn't lock HoYoverse's design potential for future characters being released. I know it sounds kind of bad, but let's finish the video first.
HoYoverse decides to make a dedicated burning character, for example, forcing them to only use Pyro and Dendro would make that character extremely limited in versatility and prevent players from wanting to try out other characters for burning teams. And because the reaction is already weak, it would require that character to make burning good. Said character would also likely see little play because those who want to play other units with that character would just be unable to. For example, if I happen to not enjoy playing Dendro MC and Kokomi, but I want to play Nilou, I'm forced to play other suboptimal Bloom characters rather than play Nilou with Pyro, Electro, Cryo, or Animo units that I do enjoy. Seeing this level of restriction could also be discouraging to players who collect many units because they can only use a strict few, whereas with current meta units, you're able to slot any 4th unit into a team of 3 core members and it will be usable.
Okay. One moment, I have to switch my headset's battery, but I need to talk on that point as well because it's important. Okay, so let's talk about that point. That is a very important point because this is where I think I'm not calling Brax out, but I think Brax has the best interest of the players at heart. Ideally, new characters coming out should be should be able to synergize with a multitude of characters. Each new character that comes out should be able to be played in many different team comps and perform to a high degree, especially 5-star characters, right? That's basically what Brax is saying. Like, we shouldn't restrict characters behind niches to, I mean, sell future characters, to be quite frank with you guys. But at the same time, for HoYoverse, it's a tall task to ask HoYoverse, the company, to design every new character to be flexible. Oh, jumpa. No. Wait. To be flexible with old characters, because at some point something is going to break. Does that make sense? Like, HoYoverse has to basically take into account all possible synergies and loopholes, and it only takes one character to break the game, and HoYoverse cannot nerf characters, and it's very difficult to rebalance characters after they release. So if they always make characters accessible to all these different teams, and somehow they missed one little detail that could just end up breaking the game entirely. Like, do I need to remind you what happened with Morgana? Look how many patches HoYoverse had to basically backtrack on their own design philosophy to make sure Morgana gets in line with the other team comps. Right? And that's just now. What if in the future they have 100 characters and then they introduce a new character? Remember, Genshin doesn't have balanced patches. Genshin doesn't have like League of Legends that has hundreds of characters. They do balance patches every week. Every week, because there are characters that are so broken, you will end up in a scenario, no matter how hard you try to balance your characters, you will end up in a scenario where a couple characters shines far and above beyond the rest. And what are you going to do then? Release new characters that, right? It's just, it doesn't matter, because you can never balance all the characters equally. So if you cannot balance all the characters equally, then you end up in a situations where the characters aren't going to get played anyways. So why not artificially make these characters playable through putting them in niches? So that's the thing, right? It doesn't matter if you make Nilou playable with Vape, with with Vape, with Freeze, with Electrocharge, and all these other comps. People, yeah, they'll play them for a week or two, and then they'll get bored of her and her playstyle. They'll go play actual characters that were designed for Vape, for Electrocharge, and all that stuff. Right? So, and then Nilou just gets left in the dust. What are you going to use her for? Like, oh, play Bloom. But if you give her Super Bloom and the ability to synergize with all, then she starts power creeping other characters. It's very, very difficult to balance this, because on one side you have niche characters, like basically the reality we're in right now. You have niche characters that are only fitted into one or two like uniquely paired teams cultivated just for them, and they function at a okay rate, or maybe a little above okay. And then you have like another scenario where every character comes out synergized with every other characters, and there's constantly broken ass units and team comps popping up, and HoYoverse doesn't nerf characters, and then you end up having a ton more characters, in my opinion, that are just unplayable. You can't play them because like they just break, because of the other characters. The only way HoYoverse can combat the broken characters is to make content that challenge those characters. Now, if you have content that challenge broken characters, what do you think is going to happen to the balanced characters that are just okay? Suddenly, there's going to be a huge spike in content difficulty, where the newer characters are still able to crush it or beat it fairly easily, but the normal or the meta or the non-meta characters in that scenario struggle with content, because they make characters that synergize with every single character, and it's just such an open and freestyle combat experience or meta that you you end up having to, like, you end up gravitating towards meta anyways because of how HoYoverse has decided to combat the situation. I'm not saying niche characters are good. I'm just saying, like, it's a lose-lose scenario. Yeah, that is literally Honkai Impact. Yeah, like pretty much Honkai Impact. Tech Devices Walrus. This is one of the main reasons why they don't advance endgame. Yeah, because pushing endgame, meaning pushing the character limits, right? Meaning you have to either get constellations on your characters, or you have to get refinements on your weapons, or you're gonna have to play really meta teams. That's how it is. You'll end up in a scenario where only few teams are sitting at the very top, and everything else is just not usable.
You do not experience this issue with other niche supports like Goro and Sara, because even though they may be suboptimal outside of their niche, their kit will still function at the end of the day, which gives the characters a layer of flexibility that Nilou doesn't have. Don't get me wrong.
Well, here's the thing. Very little people are playing Goro outside of like geocentric teams. Very little people are playing Sara outside of like teams with Raiden Shogun. Like, they exist, they're not optimal, and it's not like I want to argue it's not that fun. Like, what's so fun about playing Sara and Goro, like on their own? Like, honestly, it's not that fun.
Every single game that frequently adds new characters will need to diversify and end up creating kits designed around specific gimmicks. With a longer lifespan, gacha-based games need to either power creep old units with better versions of them, or create problems for new niches to solve. There's no real issue with going the niche route, but it's not much of a stretch to say that a lot of players would at least like the bare minimum option to play a unit wherever they please without half of the kit turning off. If the player base would like to move away from the current meta units, more niche units is certainly one direction to go instead of power creep. But there is such a thing as too niche, and if they continue along this path of what they did with Nilou, it's going to be really hard to recommend future characters, which ultimately could be HoYoverse's goal. Maybe they're looking to flush out everyone who TCs so that way even bad characters can sell really well and it makes their job easier. But I don't know, that's a bit of a tinfoil hat.
That's actually, I'm actually working on my reaction video that I did to that conspiracy. It's a 40-minute something video, so I don't know how many people are going to actually sit through it, but that's actually a very interesting line of thought that I want to pursue sometimes in the future.
Theory. Either way, the most we can do as players is hope that going forward, we see complete characters where even if they are niche, they don't become unplayable and are free to test out and push the limits of Genshin's amazing combat system. Units that are too niche limit creativity and ultimately take away from the fun that is to be had with all of the new characters that release. So here's to hoping HoYoverse understands that and is making some good decisions about units in the future. This video just started out as a bunch of bullet points on Nilou, but I kind of feel like a lot of these things had to be said. So would you prefer a bit of power creep to phase out old units, or do you prefer the idea of creating more units to fill a specific niche, even if they're worse than old units? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thanks for listening to my ramblings. I go live on Twitch a few days a week at twitch.tv.
Okay, so yeah, go check out Braxophone if you guys haven't. So here's my stance on that. I don't want power creep because the game doesn't need power creep. I am somebody who goes with the flow. What that means in this context is that because Genshin has no content that demands stronger units, therefore I think we don't need stronger units. Stronger units should only be here, like, because okay, this may sound kind of weird, but at the end of the day, these are just tools. I know, sounds kind of misogynistic, I know. But let's be real here. These are tools. These characters, all these characters, they're just tools in a video game that should serve a purpose. Now, if their purpose is to complete your other half and live with you happily ever after, then, you know, you honestly don't care about power creep because unless we're talking visual power creeps, am I right? Anyways, back to the point. I don't think power creep is necessary in Genshin because the content doesn't demand it. Okay, so if right now the spiral abyss continuously gets more and more difficult, meaning you get to a point where you almost exclusively have to use meta teams to beat the game, then yeah, I would be like, lay it on me, baby. Where's that power creep? But right now, like you guys saw, a team of 4 stars with like a level 40 can, like, albeit very difficult with very thin, damn near 0-second margins, 36-star the abyss, it's still doable. Meaning you probably only need like 3 functioning characters and on each team, which is crazy to think. Like, and we're talking functioning as like free to play functioning, meaning they're like 4 stars with low consolations and barely any investments put into them. So again, it's just the game is at a point where it doesn't demand power creep, so I'm completely okay with them making these niche characters. Now at the end of the day, HoYoVerse isn't, you know, sitting next to you with a gun in their hand being like, pull the banner, pull the character. You yourself gets to pull the trigger. Get it? Pull the trigger. You yourself get to decide when you want to pull and who you want to pull for. Sure, it may be boring skipping like 3-4 patches of characters, but that at the end of the day, those resources that you've started hoarding aren't going anywhere. You're still gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6 patches worth of primo gems. You're still going to be able to get characters. It's just you get to choose which character you want. Do you guys want a scenario where every time a character comes out, it's like, oh my god, this character is so good, it changes the meta, new tier list update, this character, you have to pull this character for this reason. If you don't pull this character, listen, in the future with couple rotations, you're gonna start falling. Like, do you guys really want that? Right now, if you don't pull Nilou, who cares? You don't pull Sino, who cares? Like, honestly, you can skip Nahida, who cares? There's no PvP, there's no, like, in a way, a lot of people say this is a negative thing. It's like, oh, why would I pull for anything? There's no end game. There's no reason for me to grind. Like, I should just like don't do anything. Like, but like look at it from the opposite side. You can skip as many characters as you want. You can skip as many events as you want. There's no PvP ladder. There's no ladder anywhere. There's little co-op. Like, who cares? Right? That's like basically HoYoVerse right now is giving us every opportunity to say that, to be like, I don't care, like, who cares, I don't want this character, like, I'm gonna skip. HoYoVerse is giving you every reason in the world and then some to skip banners, to not pressure you. The only thing that they're not doing is making them limited. The only thing that they're doing to psychologically get you to pull is making them limited and spacing out reruns of very desirable characters, right? So if you know a character is good, but you don't like them and you want to skip them, in the back of your head, you know that this character likely isn't coming back for a year. Right? That's like the only psychological trick, I guess, HoYoVerse is playing on people. So, EroticWalruss says, Walrus, so how does this sell well? Look at Nilou sales. Some of the worst in Genshin history, worse than Sino sales. Well, the reason, like one of the main reasons why Nilou sales are so bad is because Nahida is coming next. And we all know Nahida is coming next. Right? So, I think a better representation of this argument, like this is something I'm also looking at, Techie, is how is Nahida going to do? Because right now, in terms of players, we are arguably even higher than when we were in Inazuma. And in Inazuma, Raiden Shogun topped the sales chart. So this is a much better and accurate representation of how this has impacted Genshin. How is Nahida's sales going to look? If Nahida's sales are severely worse than Raiden Shogun's sales, that means HoYoVerse truly has screwed themselves. Like, because the same number of players, but revenue has severely decreased, that just means that people have gotten the message, they don't care anymore. But Techie, here's the funny thing, right? If Nahida ends up doing just as well as Raiden Shogun, if not better, that's basically irrefutable proof that HoYoVerse knows their numbers, they know their customers, and they know that they were okay to come out and say that, and it wouldn't affect them at all. At least it's not going to affect them on a major scale. Because I keep having to say this, Hoyoverse knows the numbers way better than we do. Way, way, way better. How many people are playing the Spiral Abyss? What kind of players are playing the Spiral Abyss? What region has what kind of favoritism towards what type of content? At what time of day? Right? They probably can tell you what color underwear Hu Tao mains like to wear on on a Wednesday afternoon. Like, that's how precise Hoyoverse has you on data, right? Like, they could probably tell you the day and how you're gonna die. That's like that at this point. I wouldn't even doubt that. That would be black. It would be black every day. No, you're a Hu Tao. They're a Hu Tao main. You have to have the number 4 on them. Right now, it's very inaccurate to look at Nilu sales and say, well, you know, the article has killed the game. You have to look at the Dendro Archon sales. The Dendro Archon sales are gonna make or break this. Honestly, I'm a little skeptical to think that anything is going to change, but I do hold on to hope that the Dendro Archon loses just enough sales for Hoyoverse to care. But I know that's hopium. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the Dendro Archon is gonna do just as well as Raiden. Super W McBoots is at Walrus. What's up? What's up? Why are you adding Walrus? Marcus Bullock says, didn't Child come out with Zhongli back then? Who's, they say the same thing will happen, either Totori or Scaramouche. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Scaramouche. Scaramouche has much more lore already eased towards us. He's made multiple appearances. He's been around since like we were chilling out in Mondstadt, right? So Scaramouche is a much more fitted character to now be introduced to us as a playable character. Way Scaramouche will be playable, spoilers. Well, we don't know yet. Like, people are saying like there likely is a new Harbinger on the horizon. But if I had to put a finger on it, it should be Scaramouche. He's literally been teased throughout multiple like Archon quest storylines. We know a bit of his backstory. It's just, I think it's a given. And if you think about it, Scaramouche was missing from the what you call it, the video where they showed all the Harbingers. Scaramouche wasn't in it, right? So it's like, it just feels like Scaramouche should be the one that becomes the next playable character. So did Sinora, and she died. Yeah, but Scaramouche is alive. And he's somewhere. He's chilling. And who's to say Sinora isn't going to come back as a playable character? Hey, La Sinora mains. Keep holding out, my friends. Keep holding out. Stay strong. Stay strong. Is C1 Nahida worth? I would say Nahida is probably going to be similar to Raiden. Look how much money they made off of Raiden. Do you honestly think they're not going to try to replicate that kind of success? My theory is Nahida C2 is going to be another sweet spot. Is it going to be as broken and game-changing as Raiden? Probably not, but it's likely going to be another really good C2. Like, same with Zhongli. Zhongli C2 was a great quality of life. Honestly, if there's any character that I want to get constellations for, it's definitely the Archons. Minus Venti. Venti is like, holy shit. Like, those constellations are like the spawn of the devil. It's like the worst bang for your buck you could get. Foxy Key says, you still avoiding leaks, Wars? Yes, I'm doing my best to avoid leaks, but because I read and respond to my comments, sometimes I do end up seeing things that people type in comments, responses, and whatnot. I'd be like, oh, well, didn't want to read that, but that's okay. We have sadly leaked. Sorry, Warriors. That's okay. That's fine. It's fine. It's not like, I know it comes from a place of excitement as opposed to like you know, just being hostile. It's fine. Like, I know how leaks get people excited. I shouldn't put that restriction like so severely on you guys, and I do this willingly anyways. Like, it's whatever. Like, if something gets leaked, something gets leaked. It's like, I'm not here to limit free speech, okay? Do we know when's the live stream? It should be next Friday or Saturday. Should be. Keyword on should. Let's take a look at Bilibili. Did they post anything yet? I don't think they posted. They posted usually a week beforehand. Sometimes a couple days beforehand. Let's see. I don't think they have it, but I'm gonna check just in case. Let's see. Nope. Don't see anything yet. So yeah, likely they're gonna make the announcement sometime next week. I can't wait. I really just want to see what the Dendro, and I'm gonna be smacking booty cheeks on the TCG all day, every day. Just saying. I'm gonna be making my own ladder. It's on 23rd. Should be on 21st, but they moved it. Huh. Oh, it's on Sunday? Oh, so it's not next week, it's this week. Bro, why they keep making it on Sunday? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. I'm pretty sure 3.2 is going to be pretty hype. Did they say the TCG's coming out in 3.2 or 3.3? How come I remember they said it's coming out in 3.3? Yeah, it's 3.3, right? Yeah. Yeah, 3.3. Ah. What can you do? What can you do? Nothing much you can do. At this point, getting to play with Nahida is already a huge bonus. Now, before Nahida comes out, I want to say a couple things about her. Now, believe it or not, I don't look at leaks. Wow. Crazy, right? Like, a dude who makes content for Genshin but doesn't look at leaks and still somehow has hundreds of people who wants to hear what he has to say. Fucking crazy, I know. But it's up to you to believe it or not. I don't know what Nahida is going to be doing specifically. I can take a couple guesses. Basically, she has to scale off of EM, or she has to have something to do with EM. That's like the first thing that I think of, and she has to have a wide range of like a pretty big AOE of Dendro application. I don't think you have to be somebody who look at leaks to know this much, right? If think about it, if Nahida comes out and she's like, she scales off of like some weird stat like defense, it doesn't make sense. If she scales of defense, unless her defense, a percentage of her defense then gets translated back to elemental mastery, which then gets spread to the rest, like, it just doesn't make sense. So EM likely is going to be Nahida's thing. Zhongli scales with HP. Venti also scales with EM pretty well. Interesting. The Raiden Shogun scales with energy recharge. Right now, due to how Dendro reactions work, EM is definitely seeming to to be a high likelihood. So speaking of that, I've been continuously farming this domain. In fact, I have 160 stamina saved up. Well, not stamina, but like, you guys, resin. Now, time to piss off chat again with, wait, what was this the right one? Now, time to piss off chat again. Let's see if we can get some decent pieces. So basically, should we go double EM her and crit rate or something? I don't know. I'm like, we might go triple EM. Who knows? Like, there are people like for Zhongli, people were building a triple HP. But then again, since Raiden Shogun, they've made these characters a lot more sophisticated. They've made the Archons a lot more sophisticated. So we don't know. Honestly, I hope she's not like a very simple and watered down character, because if that's the case, that's going to be quite boring. Her signature weapon ain't that good, save your money. We'll see, we'll see. Who knows? Right now, nothing is for certain. Oh? Ah. Watered down. Hey, it's great some people catch these things. I don't know. I feel like I have all the dad jokes in the arsenal, but don't have kids to use them on. What even is this character? What the fuck is... Just dash, 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 dash. And everything's dead. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nahida artifacts, please. I've been grinding this, like, this is... Nilu! Oh! Should I pull for Nilu? Unlucky with the flat attack, but I guess like I'll take it. Look at that. I'm gonna lock it. Got crit rate, elemental mastery, and energy recharge. That's pretty damn good. What can a quick 10 pull hurt? Well, the thing is, okay. Before you guys do this, I suggest you guys not pull on this banner to build stacks because of Layla, right? Layla is a new 4-star coming out, so even if you want to build fails, there's a chance that Layla might be on the Nahida banner. There's a chance. Like, honestly, they might just put her in the second half with like I'm saying second half because I honestly think Nahida is gonna be on the first half. Because there's no point to delay it any further. She's already here. Why blue ball people, right? They're just gonna make her on the first half, and I think she's gonna they're gonna have Layla on the banner as well to heavily incentivize people pulling on that banner. So we'll see. What the fuck, yo? I hate it when I suddenly climb the pole. Oh! Oh. Oh. Let's see this. Bro, this team is so like good that it like I understand what Braxophone also means, right? Like look at how clean this team is. Like look at how flawless all their synergies are. It's just like it's hard for me to feel like I need to pull for anything, or like it's hard for me to get excited for new synergies. Ooh, if this flat attack was like crit rate, should I lock this? Should I lock this? Chat. I think this could be a usable piece, but eventually you're gonna replace it. But I'll lock it. It's not bad, but it's like, yeah, it's a little awkward. But then again, it's a flower piece, and flower pieces without crit rate and crit damage is, yeah, it's a placeholder. Placeholder, yeah. Farming for Nahida. Farming for Nahida. You still play Tower Fantasy? Yeah, I play casually. Uh-oh, this time they're away from the pole. No, I didn't make it. Oh, I did. Vera tomorrow looks pretty fun. Yeah, I'm more so waiting for the characters. Oh, a crit rate headpiece with energy recharge and elemental mastery, and it's a 4-stat roll. Unlucky with the defense percentage. Huh. It definitely could be a filler piece for this set. For Gilded Dreams. Gilded Dreams is a pretty decent set, and it could be a good filler set for somebody who uses Favonius weapons. That's not good for anyone. Not yet! It could be good for somebody who needs to use Favonius weapons. Because right now, like, the rosters that are being introduced in Sumeru are, like, in its infancy. So you never really know who's going to end up using what. Bro, what is this? Come on. I'm getting embarrassed in front of chat. Come on. One Nahida piece. Just one. Man, this is turning out like how your artifact farming sessions go, doesn't it? This is like the general artifact farming experience. Why does my Zhongli not have his burst? Well, whatever. This looks so ridiculous. This is like three guys, like three things are pole dancing around one Zhongli pillar. That felt like a Jackie Chan movie. Do you guys know like Jackie Chan movies where he like dodges like blocks, and then he got like 3 people chasing him, and then they all somehow like end up hitting each other and things just go. Ah. I hoped. You know you can queue on Hu Tao, right? I never use Hu Tao queues. I honestly never use it. I don't like using Hu Tao queues. I really like canceling Hu Tao's autos, like the dash cancel and all that stuff. I find that very satisfying to do. I don't know why. I might be a weird one here, but I find Hu Tao animation canceling is a lot of fun. It makes the combat feel a lot faster. Sometimes I do it too fast though. What am I doing? I think I canceled, straight up just canceled 4 attacks. Walrus, do you have magic guide? No, I do not have magic guide. What is that? Come on, last one. Chat. Could this be the one? Crit rate, crit damage, EM. I don't care about the last stat. Crit rate, crit damage, and EM. Close enough. Close enough. That was pretty much your average artifact grinding experience, isn't it? Some clown on Reddit tried to tell me Hu Tao and Ganyu don't work in the same team when Vape Melt Tao is actually a thing. Well, it is a thing, but it's not like the most optimal, but it definitely is a thing. There's nothing in this game that doesn't work, right? Even like double Anemo, double Geo teams can work. Okay, maybe that's a little maybe that's a little bit of a stretch, but like Zhao teams have double Geo in them, right? Because double Geo at the very least gives you the resonance and stuff. So it's like there's a purpose for everything. But when we talk about the best of the best, obviously that's like, you know, not the best of the best. But yeah, to have it work, that's definitely fine. Like, I don't like it when people have this mentality to tell others that, oh, this doesn't work, or oh, that doesn't work. It's like, what do you mean it doesn't work? Like what do you really mean when you say it doesn't work? Do you just mean to say that it's not meta? Right? I guess it sounds different when you use the different terms, right? When you say something doesn't work, it makes it sound like that you are trying to prevent them from doing something that's not beneficial for themselves. Whereas if you say that's not meta, now you just sound like a douchebag. You know what I mean? It's like when you say, oh, that doesn't work, it makes you sound like you're coming from a place of caring. But when you say that's not meta, now you sound like a pretentious douchebag. You know what I mean? So choose your words very carefully. Like, especially try to read people's intentions when they give you advice in general, because for the most part, are they doing it for you or for themselves? In this game, everything works. I saw a guy doing most 700, 800k DPS with Vape Nilu. Like, that's the thing I was saying. Like, Vape Nilu works as well, like, but it's likely not her most efficient way to, like, it's not the most efficient way to play her. And just because something works doesn't mean it's going to be fun for everybody, doesn't mean it's going to be efficient, doesn't mean everyone can have access to it as well. So yeah. While I play meta teams, I'm always looking for teams that are more fun. It's just meta teams have such seamless transitions for cooldowns. Like look at my team. Have you guys noticed every time I finish that run, just now my burst, my everything just comes back. I have curated my team to be so damn like efficient at what it does that I can always be playing this team in its most fun way. A good example would be, let's say, if you really like playing Zhao, however, for whatever reason, or you have an energy regen issue causing your Zhao to only be using his burst after 5 elemental skill uses. I don't know why you would even be in that position, but let's just say that. So for the most part, you're playing your Zhao, you're not even in his burst state, and his burst state is what you find the most enjoyable. that team is not going to feel fun to you. You know why? Because you're not getting to really play the aspect of the team that you had envisioned for. For me, I want to play Hu Tao in her elemental skill, in her infusion state with Vaporize. I find that incredibly fun and satisfying. I want to do the animation cancels. I want to do jump cancels, dash cancels. I'm going to do whatever it takes me to get to that point, to enjoy that aspect of this team. And I want to have flawless rotations. I want every time I finish my Hu Tao infusion, go to my other characters, do everything, come back to Hu Tao, and her elemental skill should just get off cooldown. And everything is already set in place for me to go again. That's like what meta teams allow you to do, because meta teams, they are the most efficient tactics available, right? That's what meta is. Efficient likely means very little wasted potential. Having Hu Tao's elemental skill sitting fully ready to go for like 20 seconds is not efficient. So that is why I feel like meta teams have so many people playing them. It's not because they're strong. Yeah, they're strong, but they also have everything figured out to the point where like you're down to a couple seconds, give or take, when it comes to efficiency on skill cooldowns, meaning you're making the most out of everyone that you have in that team, which is amazing. Tech devices wars. Do you have EM pieces for the new artifacts? So here is what I'm looking for. They're looking at. I mean, I don't think I've been very lucky, my friend. I got HP defense, HP. Do you guys see that? So I got attack. I got HP, attack, HP, defense, attack, defense. Got an energy recharge. So no EM. Oh, I do. I have a headpiece. I even have it locked. I locked a couple of. Oh yeah, I just locked that one. Oh, I have 2 Elemental Mastery headpieces. Okay, so these are the only 2 that I've gotten. But who knows? What if she doesn't use EM on her headpiece, right? What if she used crit rate or something like that? Yeah, this one I'm gonna have to keep working on that. This one, well, since I have EM here, maybe one of these could be my off pieces. So I want EM maybe on one of them, and the last one could be off piece. Still need a good feather, to be honest. Flower, wow, I've gotten quite a bit of them, haven't I? But I don't think I have a single good one either. They're all kind of all over the place. Ooh, but yeah, need crit rate, need crit damage. So yeah, still farming. I'm probably gonna be getting close. Another 2 weeks to keep farming. Techie already has a full EM Deepwood set done. God damn, like yeah. You want full EM. So be it. So be it. Riona says I have full EM done for Deepwood too. God, you guys are crazy. You know what? Let's go back in with and use my 5 what you call it? I have the I don't even know, fragile resin? Not fragile resin. I might schedule like an artifact grinding stream. Walrus live stream on October 23rd. All right. I have condensed resin. That's what I meant to say. I have 5 condensed resin. Don't you want Gilded Dreams? Yeah, I'll take Gilded Dreams, but right now I don't have a place to really use them. All right, let's hope we get something good in with 5 condensed resins here. Or do you recommend buying resin for low spenders and dolphins? No. No. buying resin is probably like EM. I don't need another EM for headpiece though. So headpiece is whatever. Let's see it first. Nice. Get the bad luck out of the way first. Now. Oh wait, that's a Nemo. That's a Nemo. Fuck. I thought I saw the O, and I thought it was Dendro. I'll still lock it. I'll still lock it. I'll still lock it. Ah, unlucky, bro. Got me excited for nothing. Whew. Whew. All right. All right. All right. All right. Ah. Oh. We'll lock it. When you're done, can you finish telling me what you're gonna say? Oh, okay, yeah, the resin. Sorry. So here's the thing with resin, okay? When you spend to get resin, you are gambling, right? You're gambling to use that resin to go farm and to like accelerate your farming process. Whereas, like I can guarantee you, there will come a time when you're just done farming. Right, like sure, I fully understand that, like you wanting to accelerate that, but I just don't feel like that's ever going to be a because think about it like this: money spent towards summons, you will eventually be guaranteed. There is no guarantee for artifact grinding. It could happen, like sure, spending every day, you might get it in a week, but you would have naturally gotten it, let's say with RNG, you could have gotten it in 3 days. You never know this stuff. You're just accelerating. Whereas for characters, that is something you're always building towards because of pity. So even if you have a like roster of characters, unless you have them all C6R5, it's almost always better to build your characters vertically through that, because resin comes with time, and all these artifacts essentially are free to play friendly. It just need time. It just takes a little bit more time, and doesn't mean your characters are unplayable. You can still play them. You can still build them with subpar artifacts. Sure, you're not going to be dealing the maximum amount of damage, but you're never going to be dealing the maximum amount of damage because you don't have C6 or 5. You kind of get what I'm saying? Because you're just buying the resin to then go gamble with no pity, right? So it's not worth it, in my opinion. These cups, man. These cups and pieces. All HP. It is what it is. My dog stepped on a bee. Just kidding. I don't have dog. I have 3 cats. Oh. Makes sense. Thanks for explaining. No problem. No problem. Oh, no. This is the one we want to use. Come on, give me 3. Give me a triple. Oh! Last one rolls EM, bet. Last one rolls EM. Hey! See? Why would you ever spend money on resin? All right. Should we level them? Should we start leveling them up, or should we? Let's just finish this run, and then we'll level them up. They're both triple stat artifacts, so we're really gonna have to put our hands together and pray here. Oh, we didn't see the full animation. I wonder why. Woo! Last one. Walruss, do you have Kagura's Verity? No, I do not. I did not get that weapon. All right. This is the last one. Can we do it? Can we get the EM cup as well? Oh! Okay, let's see the headpiece first. Yeah, garbage. Is this it? The last condensed resin. Can we get the EM cup as well? Then we'll have triple EM and we're done. The grind will be done, at least for now. Well, at least we got the other two. At least we got the other two. Okay, let's level it up. Okay, we need a guinea pig right now. Let's use Kole. Let's use Kole as the placeholder. This one equipped. Feather is kind of unfortunate, or just we'll not level that one up. We're not gonna level that one up. This one. Nothing here. This one. So for now, this is what we're working. There's 2 elemental mastery. Has energy recharge and crit rate. This one has energy recharge and attack. This one has a higher base energy recharge as well. We'll see. Okay. Do you guys want to level up this one? Which one do you guys want to level up first? Okay, we have 3 options. This is flower piece. Type 1 in chat for flower piece. Type 2 in chat for sands piece, and type 3 in chat for headpiece. Which one should we do first? 1 for flower, 2 for sands, 3 for headpiece. So I'm seeing ones. The ones are taken. 1s and 2s are basically taken over right now. I see more 1s. Seems like people want to do the flowers first. So 1 and 2. Okay. So I see 1 and 2 the most. So we're going to start with 1, and then we'll go to 2. And then we'll end with 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Nice and easy now. We want EM. If this last line rolls EM. EM! Ah. That's okay. Flat attack. As long as it doesn't go into it again, it's fine. It's decent. Yeah, it went from like a potentially really good one to a crit damage. Okay, yeah. As long as it doesn't go any more into flat attack, this piece can still be a good piece. It's a good piece. A very strong stat piece. Nice. Energy recharge. Always love that. Give me that extra uptime, baby. Take it to 16. Let's see it. Maybe give me more crit damage. Then again, I don't know what Nahida's gonna favor. I know for a fact she's gonna love energy recharge. So maybe energy recharge is the play here. What if she doesn't end up doing any damage herself? Like, who knows? Like, we'll see. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, crit damage, not bad. I can't really complain, right? Give me one more crit damage. Give me one more crit damage. 18, 19. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. One more. Energy recharge. You know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. Flat attack next. No way. So that's 1, 2. That's like 2 crit damage, 1 flat attack, and 2 energy recharge. Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. Pretty good. I think that's a keeper. We keep those. Now on to this piece. If we can roll crit damage here or energy recharge, that's huge. Crit damage or energy recharge as the last line is huge. Let's go. That's big. That's big. Yo. Yo. That can't be bad, right? That can't be bad, right? Come on. Ah. We're out. We're out. We're gonna start using these ones now. Last roll. Where is it gonna go, chat? Where is it gonna go? Oh my god, that's pretty damn good. I can't use that. And it's kind of okay. Kind of okay. Last roll. Where's it gonna go? No! But it's okay. We got 2 crit rate rolls. So that's 9.7% crit rate. I'll take it. You know what? It's not the end of the world. Now, this last one. Do you guys want me to roll this one or this one? You know what? Let's roll this because we never know what we're going to get. Right? You never know what you're going to get. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. You never know what you're going to get. So now suddenly this piece is much better. Not much better than this piece. This is a crit rate defense percentage. This one is a crit rate attack percentage with defense. This one has a flat HP stat. This one has all percentage stats. Okay, now in chat, do you guys want me to roll 1 or 2? 1 is this +4 one that we just rolled. It's already +4. 2 is this 4 stat roll with this one. 1? You guys want to just continue with this one? Okay. Let's roll this then. Let's roll this then. Oh, no, 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 no. I need that crit rate, crit damage. Alright. Might be a little painful to sit through this, chat, I know. You guys probably hope that I have enough fodder to... Ooh. I want to lock that just in case. Ideally, I have enough fodder to go through this, but... No, there's energy recharge, attack percentage, and crit rate, and it went to defense. I can't believe this. I was hoping we could end strong. But obviously not. Hoyoverse always needs the last laugh. Why are these two locked? This must be from when I first... You know what? Out of nostalgia, I'm going to keep them locked. Because this is probably when I was like AR 30, and I thought these two were really good, so I locked them. These two artifacts probably were from when I was like just started the game. I'm going to keep them locked for memento purposes, because I'm a sucker for nostalgia. And I don't think I'm going to need this, to be quite honest with you guys. What about this one? Might need that. I think that looks pretty damn good. What's this? Crit rate? Nah, get rid of that. Yes! Bear with me, chat. We're almost done. What is the last stat going to roll into? The final roll. Come on. That is quite unfortunate, if I do say so myself. But it's okay. We landed a good piece in this one. This one's a pretty good piece. This one's like an alright piece. This one is it's an alright piece. Hey chat, should we take this? Should we take this and put it into this? Should we just take this and put it into this? I mean, we got double is that double crit rate? I think we rolled crit rate twice, and we rolled no, we rolled crit rate 3 times because we had to get this to +4 to get the first crit rate roll. Okay. You know what? Let's level this up to level 4 and see what happens. Huh? I think that's fair, right? If we just roll it and see what happens. Let's just see what it goes into. And maybe we go to +8 and see what it rolls into. Huh? We go to +8. And see, oh. But we are already at +10 because that was a ×2 EXP boost. So why don't we just go to +12 and see what happens? Huh? What do you guys say? What do you guys say? Huh? Oh, beluga chat. It's beluga delivery with watermelon again. Oh, this one looks very sweet. What were we talking about again? Anyways, yeah. Yeah, that was a good stream, right, chat? We ended strong. We ended super strong. Hey. We ended super strong on that one. Good watermelon. Nahida needs defense because she's weak. That's right. She looks incredibly frail. So maybe defense is gonna be the play. Yeah, we don't need to bring Zhongli this way. Nahida can be the team damage soaker on top of being the team damage buffer through EM. Oh my god. Wait, that's big brain. Oh my god, this watermelon. Yeah, only W here. Just another common Walrus W. Walrus W all the way. Has Beluga-chan played any of Sumeru? No. She only watches the PVs. She only watches the cinematics, but she doesn't play. Walrus, will you make a kid team? Nahida, Klee, Diona, Sayu? I would if I weren't a content creator, but because I'm a content creator, I don't want to be on anybody's radar for having too much fun around kids. So probably gonna do that. Probably never gonna leave any records. So I can neither conform or deny that I'm gonna make a kid team and run around and giggle a bunch. But hey. You're never gonna find me in a YouTube video giggling and smiling, running around with these 4 kid teams, being like, ah! No. Couldn't be me. Huda would literally catch people and put them in coffins. Yeah, I think Huda on her days off goes around like just murdering people. for business. We call that murdering to Hu Tao. That's just finding leads, baby. Her trailer basically showed that. Yeah, that's true. She just sitting in a dark ass forest in the middle of the night, like murdering bandits. And then she gave him a burial afterwards, right? Hmm. Do you guys want, before we go, do you guys want to see Jabba do some tricks? Well, look at Chan. It's time to show them what Jabba is capable of. But look at shows them. Okay, but then you have to hold the camera for them. You gotta, because I think we have to angle the camera a little down. Actually, we'll see. Okay. My cat can do some pretty good tricks now. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, Jabba. You can take a look.
You need to tilt the camera more. Look at the potato.
Okay, Jabba. Sit. Oh, they can't see. You gotta tilt it downwards. Downwards.
Better?
Alright, Jabba. Sit. Whirl. Whirl. Sit. Down. Stay.
Can you
Stay.
see? Can you see the camera?
No, more lower.
Okay, what
Stay. Stay.
about now? Is it better? Is it better?
Yes. Stay. Okay, go. Good girl. Okay, sit.
Can you see the camera?
Whirl. Yes. Whirl. Sit. Stay. Stay. How about stay? Stay. Down. Down. Good girl. Stay. Stay. Stay.
I can't see it.
She rolled under the table. Okay, Gemma, come here. Gemma, come. Sit. Down. Stay.
How's the camera looking?
Oh. Missing.
Okay, how do I switch it?
Stay. Stay. Okay, go. She has performance anxiety, chat. How about sit?
Where is she?
Stay. Coral. Coral. Sit. Down. Stay. 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 Okay, go. All right, we have one last one. Sit. Squirrel. Squirrel. Sit. Down. Stay. Actually, we didn't do the handshake.
Oh yeah, you didn't do the handshake.
Okay, Jabba, sit. Jabba, sit. Jabba, sit. Okay. Handshake. Good girl. Other hand. Okay, good girl. Other hand. Good girl. Stay. Stay.
I don't like that.
Stay.
Okay, go.
Good girl. Very good. That's Jabba the cat, everybody. Okay, I can come back.
And it's
Okay.
so heavy.
Pick her up for That's Jabba. It's Jabba the cat, everybody. Now,
Ankle, okay?
yeah, I'll fix it.
Yep.
So that was Jabba the cat. Very smart, incredibly smart. She learns very fast. But yeah, that's our cat. Everybody here saw her grow since she was a puppy. She grew up fast. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Well, let's go get a husky. Nah, I'm not a dog person. I prefer cats. Yeah, I like cats. That's why I have 3 cats. I don't have a dog. I don't have a dog. But yeah, it's always great having you guys here. We're a little overdue for our stream. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much. I'm probably going to be polling for Nahida C0R1 depending on how she performs and how much value is behind constellations. I might go for C2R1. So yeah. Taking advice Walrus, will you wail on Nahida? I mean, I wouldn't call that wailing. I'm definitely going to be dropping some money to secure both her and her weapon, and then we'll go from there. Okay? That's it, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, peace, peace. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, bye-bye.